We boarded the Viking Ra in Luxor as the level of the Nile was low. We first settled into our cabin before taking a look around the boat. In the evening, our crew hosted drinks with some singing. Program directors Walid and Mohammed. The Ra's captain showed us the bridge.
So this is the quarry of Egypt. All the blocks that you've seen used in the temple of Karnak and the temple of Luxor. He says the fog.
The fog?
The fog, yes. He says we don't like the fog.
Entertainment on board featured first a belly dancer. We also had lectures on Egyptian culture.
Yeah, exactly. But how you hear it. Over here is putting the C and K for you so you would understand.
One night had an Egyptian theme, allowing those who had purchased outfits to show them off. The final group of entertainers brought on board was Nubian. Docking, at times, was a bit crowded. The number of cruise boats on the Nile is amazing, at least 100. Entertainment of a different sort was provided by these fishing boat-based vendors.
Hey, how much is this one?
Let's turn around and darken it.
Come up, Saz! Come up here! Come up here! بص انا هبيع لكم كلكم بس كله يسترزق انا هنبيع ده ب100 جنيه انا كنت بهزر معاك بس اسمع بس خلاص استنى كلمني ايوه معذبونا ده.
We had a fair amount of time to relax and enjoy the sights along the Nile, starting with sunrise while having breakfast.
When we get to the West Bank, we get to the side of death, the beginning of the eternal life.
Our shore excursions took us through quite a bit of rural Egypt. The rebar sticking up on most buildings is because they are in theory incomplete. They pay little in taxes. Security police were a frequent sight.
Hathor, the goddess of love, music, beauty, and joy, to be given by his wife to the goddess Hathor. And she's the only woman that had a temple built for her. This is one of the main landmarks. One of the main landmarks of the governorate of Ena is the Mosque of Sidi Abdurrahim al-Inawi.
The old Esna market gave us a feeling for what a local shopping district is like.
The name is Philippe.
He says the name is Philip. Oh, yeah. Philip.
Philip.
You give him your name, he does it by the time we come back.
After come back, madam.
And they sell it by the meter. 300 Egyptian pounds a meter. This is the wedding night, he said. Ah.
Come on. You have to frown, dear. You're unhappy.
Shukran. Very good. Very good. It's a desert herb. Yeah, they drink it, they dry it. He says if somebody wants to lose weight, they come to him and he gives them what they want. Metal, but he has a piece of wood so he doesn't burn his feet.
Oh, that's she's putting water in his mouth.
Yes. Bread that the government pays for. So he had to put his card in there, okay, and we take it out of his shed.
This bread is free to those holding a government assistance card, sort of an Egyptian version of food stamps.
This is an Egyptian sweet, very old. It's called asaleya. It's done with sesame seed and honey. They put the thing for you.
While most of our group looked around the shops and made some purchases, Waleed, our security escort, and bus drivers chatted over tea. This bazaar is what we encountered everywhere. Very aggressive vendors being the norm.
شوف لي حد عنده واحده يبيعها ب 50 بقى كله يشتري منك. Who wanted this?
$1 million.
A ride on a ferry boat took us up a narrow section of the Nile to a Nubian village.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Tell your name, remember.
We first visited a traditional home, complete with their pet crocodile.
Also, they say you share our food. And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, the Nubian woman is very productive.
Leaving the home, a short walk through the village took us to the local school.
يعني نايل والخط اسمه لايل متأخر يعني ليه 9 يعني نايل 6 يعني 6 والعلبة اسمها بوكس.
A short rest stop before heading back to the Ra.
I'll go home and I will not remember it.
The surprising thing with all the markets is that each one had at least a few items we did not see elsewhere. Most of the tourists at this stop were Egyptian. I skipped the temple and just enjoyed the music and meeting an Egyptian family. You know video?
No.
I show you. One fun ride we took was in a horse-drawn surrey. And another ride was a short sail on a felucca. We did get a quick look at the Aswan Dam and Lake Nassar. Other stops included this rug weaving operation and a papyrus factory. Of course, both were happy to sell you their goods.
make the sheet of papyrus like these sheets, we use the stem of the plant. But this one is too small, the big one about 6 meters.
So the green part we use it for making the boat, hats, baskets, sandals, mats, and a lot of stuff. Okay?
After that, we put it in water for 6 days to get the light color, and for 12 days to get the darker color. It goes darker in water, so we have different colors, 6 days and 12 days. After that, we put the slices under the press between 2 pieces of fabrics or carpets like this, in a vertical and horizontal way. We leave it under the press for 12 days and 1 day under the sun to dry. After that, we'll stick together without using any glue. Okay? In ancient time, they used 2 heavy stones instead of this press. Okay? And here is the sheet of papyrus. After 12 days under the press, you can see the vertical and horizontal lines. See? It's strong and flexible. This is a darker one, longer in water.